So Bruce Lee returns as Bruce Lee in 1977's Bruce Lee's Deadly Kung Fu, also known as Bruce Lee's Secret, also known as The Story of the Dragon, and also known as one of the most dubious biopics you'll ever see. So the premise of this one is that Bruce is a humble waiter, along with his meek and constantly put upon friend. Bruce Lee, of course, is later established to be the most disciplined individual on the planet, but for some reason he's always late to work and he's always taking half-hour dumps on the clock. So one day, Bruce's mate's being physically and emotionally harassed by a table of thugs from a local kung fu school. And apparently none of them ever worked in hospitality, because if they had, they'd be well aware that you never hassle the person serving your food before it arrives. And I reckon if David Attenborough ever made a documentary about hospitality workers, he'd learn that they're a curious species able to excrete bodily fluids from every orifice at will. But I digress, that's another video. Anyway, this table of thugs from the local kung fu school hassle Bruce, and they get their ass handed to them in no short order, of course, as you'd expect. And the restaurant empties out, and the lady that runs the restaurant fires Bruce and his mate. They get a job down at the wharves, but their troubles aren't over, of course. Far from. The head of the Kung Fu school's inexplicably shocked that 5 of his out-of-shape, 60 kilos soaking wet students got beaten up by none other than Bruce Lee. Surprise, surprise. And if word gets out that he's basically teaching nonsense that doesn't work, their school will be the laughing stock of the city. So they try and beat up Bruce again and try unsuccessfully to shake down the guy that runs the wharves. And Bruce inexplicably has the money and the resources to open up a kung fu school, mainly motivated to protect the wharves. So I guess it's being bankrolled by the boss or something. Either way, I don't get why you wouldn't just hire a few security guards, or better yet, just go down to the local constabulary and complain that the local kung fu school keeps beating up on all your workers. But it is what it is. But anyway, it seems like everything is going to be fine for Bruce and his put-upon mate. But the rival kung fu school has an ace up their sleeve. A guy in a cape. Nah, not that guy in a cape. This guy in a cape. A truly nefarious evil villain. Nah, not that nefarious evil villain. This evil nefarious villain. So anyway, Bruce squares off for one final challenge, and we're off to the races. So this movie is, of course, an extremely loose Bruce Lee biopic. It also has Carter Wong, who played one of the 3 Storms from Big Trouble in Little China, playing a rival, then ally of Bruce. And as always, the dominance of one kung fu school or another seems to decide everything from local politics to property rights and civil rights in these kung fu movies. The moral of the story is, if you wanted to change the world in a 70s kung fu movie, don't enter politics or go to college. Simply start a kung fu school, buddy. So this one also has the token evil effeminate dandy who seem to pop up in all these Bruceploitation movies. You know, the guy with the really high-pitched voice who's a really sharp dresser, at least a much sharper dresser than I am. So as you can see, no foundational stone of a successful Bruceploitation movies left unturned in Bruce Lee's Deadly Kung Fu from 1977, also known as Bruce Lee's Secret. It'd probably make a pretty good double bill with Bruce Lee, the man, the myth, just so you can really get confused about Bruce's origin story, as I was. So yeah, that is Bruce Lee's Deadly Kung Fu, aka Bruce Lee's Secret, aka The Story of the Dragon, aka a very implausible biopic. So as always, Bruce Lee brings the goods, along with the nunchucks and the Jeet Kune Do when it comes to entertainment. He is the premier Lear-like. He's the Sean Connery of Lear-likes compared to the Pierce Brosnans and the Timothy Daltons that are Bruce Leung and Bruce Tai and many of the others. So Bruce Lee is the gold standard of Lear-likes, and these movies are always quite entertaining. So if you find a Lear-like movie with Bruce Lee, you are in for a fun time indeed. So I hope you enjoyed this look at Bruce Lee's Deadly Kung Fu with me. bit of a casual look as I take a walk outside this evening. And if this is your first time on the channel and you enjoyed the review, please let me know how my YouTube driving's looking by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. And if it's not your first time, if you're a returning viewer, I hope you're still enjoying the content, still subscribing. I try to upload fairly regularly on this one as inspiration strikes, and strikes just like Bruce Lee with a set of nunchucks. And that's about all I've got for this one, so I look forward to seeing you next time.